Hello, everyone. Not a good session at all for the overall market. I would say that today is extremely disappointing. Volume was higher on the New York Stock Exchange, wiping out yesterday's gains. What makes this even worse is that our models just switched on the S&P 500. Yesterday's volume wasn't good, but the breakout over the most recent resistance levels made it appear that the market was going to go. So the S&P 500 remains under a buy signal, but you know, I'm very open-minded. I've been around this business too long. I've read too many books on the greatest stock traders of all time, and I currently follow and pay attention to some of the greatest traders still trading. And so I know that my analysis is correct and where it needs to be. So today's disappointing, but overall the uptrend's okay. Volume was slightly above average. It wasn't, super terrible. It just wasn't ideal. It's nice to see how we close in the final minute. We were able to rally off the lows, but overall, extremely disappointing day. I can't, even mix words about that. I can't even pretend like anything about today was good. Russell 2000, same similar situation. We see it switch to a buy signal and immediately pull back. Not what you want to see happen. You wanted to see immediate follow through, and I do realize that this recent move here is very V-shaped, and it's unnatural for it to keep going straight up. So I would expect us to continue to back and fill here. And crazy enough, the stochastics getting close enough to overbought levels that I'm already a little disappointed. Like I said, it should have been immediate follow through, immediate gains today, and or extremely light volume pullback. So to see the action that we saw today, my guard is up, which means, god damn it, there's more positioning, which really bothers me, and it'll get to the new longs. But let's go over the sells really quick. BCO is closing below the 20-day moving average. Even though it's below average volume, it now appears that we've got lower highs. So BCO is a 50% sell with this close below the 50-day moving average, even though volume's lower. Final sell stop is at those November ultimate lows. CBS also lower highs, pocket pivot point signal yesterday, immediate failure on heavier volume, closing below the 20-day moving average on below average volume, but we've already had one nasty reversal on heavier volume. The uptrend following that reversal has been less than stellar. And so now that we're flatlining here and appear to be rolling over on heavier volume, moving up half of my sell stops to today's low of day, 49.55. On an end-of-day basis, it is a 50% sell. Final sell stop is here at this November low. We'll be able to leave this position just like BCO if both of those get taken out with gains. So CBS and BCO at least will be leaving with gains. On the more speculative side, ATEN is closing below its 20-day moving average. Technically, it's not an end-of-day sell, really. But to me, I would go ahead and cut half. We've been long this stock for a long time, and it hasn't produced anything outside of the very first day after we went long. Since then, it's going nowhere, so it's like dead money. So 50% sell for me if it moves below 755. Final sell stop is still at this low a day here, 730. So that's my final sell stop. And then also GSV, we got lucky because of it gapping down after our long signal. I did not take a single position in it, so I don't even have GSV as I was fully tapped out on this day, and I believe the one long signal on the GSV day that I took was... Do I not know? It wasn't that long ago, was it? Damn. The 25th? There we are. I only took WB that day. I passed on EHIC, which is working, and GSV. But GSV, 50% sell signal. The final sell stop, if you're still long, I believe the final sell stop I had was move below 49, so 0.4899. Now, if it hits 0.499999, you got to be completely out. So GSV, 50% sell. And then today, INCR, dramatic failure. After hours, I saw it was down 3%, so I moved my final sell stop from 44.37 to 45.11. Good thing I did, because ugly, ugly, ugly day for INCR. And then DIG, extremely disappointed. Immediate failure. Tell you what, oil and gas stocks looked very promising. Oil and gas ETFs looked very promising. This move and this setup right here should have launched an immediate follow-through similar to the move on the 16th. So it should have seen at least like a 2.5–5% up day. Instead, we're down 6% on the day on heavier volume. I know my final sell stop was back here, but that's gone now. Knocked out 50% of my sell stop intraday today. So my final sell stop is being moved up to today's low day. So a move below 35.93. I'll be completely out of DIG. But what an ugly, ugly reversal in the oil and gas arena. And that just does not bode well, considering that most of the stocks in that arena also reverse on heavier volume. So ugly day, man. Ugly, ugly, ugly day. So on an ugly day, it's always disappointing to get new long signals because it's always a conflict of interest, but got to take them. HA, Hawaiian Holdings. Not only do I not want to go long any stock today, but I hate going long a stock that I don't want to see moving up. I got a personal bias against anything Maui related because I am just sick of what they're doing to this island. I almost don't want to live here anymore. I'm completely over it at this point. I love surfing. I love the lifestyle, but it's insane the way that the way that they work on this island. Timeshares and hotels have no problem being built, but affordable housing or even housing period for normal people, forget it. Never will be built out here. So I can see the writing on the wall. I can follow trends. Trends have been the same way since the 70s, and it hasn't changed, but it's starting to get really, really bad out here. So I hate seeing this. But you know what? Since I hate seeing this so much, and I hate knowing the fact that more and more people are coming to Maui, absolutely destroying the culture and the local lifestyle of the people that live here, as we become more and more indentured slaves to the very wealthy that expect us to cater to their every need. Thank God I don't work anywhere out here. Thank God. I see it, though. It's disgusting. So, because of all that, because of that inner vitriol, I'm going to go long HA. 2.5% long position because it's canceling quality stock. It's also breaking out to new highs on above average volume, so it was confirmed in my new high scan. Back-to-back pocket pivot point signals. The only thing is, in this market, I don't want to chase it all. So the pivot point area, this breakout is 37.85, so my limit order is at 37.86. Just 1 cent above that 37.85 level. So if it pulls back at all to 37.86, I will be long HA. If it doesn't pull back and runs without me, so be it. I don't care. I really don't care at all. I really don't care. But HA, by far, the best pattern tonight. Some of the other ones that I noticed, HZM, very nice. CPGX, very nice move overall. S&P, decent move with a pocket pivot point signal. ENV off the lows, nice move. Bob's going the wrong way, but, you know, that's it. The only other nice move today was ADAT. I'm going to go ahead and take it long because I tell you what, in down sessions, there's always these little spec stocks that make a move, and historically I happen to pass on them, and then they work. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and go long this name. Only 0.5% of my account capital because it's such a piece of shit stock. But this is a gorgeous technical pattern off the August lows. The only thing that make it better would be Max Green Bop the entire way. But Bop's been flying higher the last 3 days, you know, and getting stronger and stronger green to the Max Green. Big volume surge today after a low volume pullback. Big intraday reversal, closing higher than where it opened. First sell stop for me is going to be 63. And then the final sell stop for me is going to be 57. Yuko could go 65, 63. You could go 65, 63, 57. It's completely up to you. I could care less. I don't love any of these signals. I like this chart pattern a lot. I would love this chart pattern if it was Max Green Bop and we had an up session today. But as you can see, none of that's reality. So that leads us to our final long position, which is the most important, UVXY. I initially was going to make this a 2.5% long position, but I forgot that when I went long back here and missed my initial long entry, but then got it on the pullback, it went from a 5% position to a 2.5% position. I got knocked out of half of that, leaving me with only 1.25. So technically, since I got cut out of the last part of my long yesterday, thanks a lot, stock market, and it's giving me an immediate rebuy signal today, it's just going to be basically a rebuy signal. So I'm going to rebuy the 1.25% that I sold, add an extra 2.5% because then that gives me to an even number with the amount of shares that I'm buying in my account. I think it's like 200. So that's, yeah, if I did the math right. So that should be right around 200 shares of UVXY. So because of that, it's going to be a 1.5% position. HA, 2.5%. Don't pay up for it. And ADAT, 0.5%. But I don't like the way this market looks, even though my stocks are pulling back orderly. Something doesn't feel right. I hope I'm 100% wrong.